It's the abstractionist. Hi, how are you? So, Saturnian lesson. It's the hardest one thus far. It's the hardest event thus far. And that is that my grandmother died. The person that she used to live here and she doesn't anymore. As far as her physical being, her spirit and her plants and stuff like that, yeah, they're probably, well, the plants are here, but she might be rolling through every now and then. But yeah, that was the major like event that happened in February, the week of Valentine's Day of all weeks. She unexpectedly had a medical emergency from which she wasn't going to recover, and so the family just decided to let her transition peacefully. So yeah, that was the major Saturnian lesson that I've gone through, because now like it's kind of funny because I wanted to have my own house and buy it and like live on my own and stuff like that, and then like this happened. It's just like, well, now I have to like step up and manage like an actual household. And it's like, well, if you want that experience, here you go. Like, well, I didn't want my grandmother to die though, like, you know. So I kind of know that a part of me stepping into that was this death. And it's really unfortunate because I kind of feel like for me, like, because I've lived with my grandparents for so long, that it's like just weird not having her here. Like, there's still it's still like I'm in that in between energetic phase of like, it's not accepting it, but kind of like that disconnect from like, you were just here like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, whatever, and now you're not, right? Like, I'm going into a new month and you're not here. And so it's kind of like emotionally hard disassociating, things like that. I don't know. Like, it's hard to describe. Like, when someone you've known essentially your whole life is no longer like there. And so it's just like, like you wake up and you expect to see them and you don't. You go out, you expect to like hear from them, you don't. You like come back home, you expect to see them, you don't. Stuff like that. And so emotionally it was just very hard the first like few days, the first week especially. It's gotten a lot better. I have like good friends who have like been there around, like I talked to my one friend, and then I let other people know. But yeah, I kind of like shut down to like, I just kind of didn't do anything. Like, I've been watching videos on YouTube, but I definitely wasn't interested in pushing, like publishing anything, making anything. I didn't feel like it. So now I feel like it a little bit, so I'm kind of getting it back together. But yeah, the crazy thing about that is everybody's spiritual spidey senses was tingling. My stepmom, she was having bad dreams. I've been having like weird dreams like for the last like month before all of this happened. Like, I just attributed it to like full new moon, because around the like full moon especially I get really weird dreams. And so I just chalked it up to that. Like, I'm not really a practitioner of the moon cycles anymore. Like, I don't really, like, I follow them enough to know when it's like full and new moon, but I don't do anything really in particular. So I was like, why is all these like dreams happening? It was just like dreams with like things burning down and fires and stuff like that. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, it was just like crazy dreams. I was like, what is happening? So there's that. And then the other thing is, I've been doing Ancestry.com like a lot, and I have been exploring my family line, but particularly my dad's side, because I don't know one side of I don't know my mom's dad's side, so I have to like get that information. And then but I've been like on my dad's mom's side, and that one's like going up. And then my dad's side I've been going through, but it was one ancestor in particular, my great grandmother, who I found out through like death records on there that she had died, and she died at age 31 of pneumonia. And I'm going to be 31 this year, and I had like this huge thing. I was just like, I feel like this is a death portal of some kind. There's some sort of like death energy related to 31. And so, because I thought it was gonna be like me making it through, because a lot of this probably would be better on the womb channel, but a lot of the energy of like living to see your children grow up, and womb issues and womb like trauma, I kind of feel like I'm still like cycling through, and this is not helping. This situation's not helping. Recent events not helping it. But I knew at 31, like around that time, like I would be going through something that was related to the womb. But yeah, I never like thought that this was. I had calculated that Pluto going into Aquarius, of course, I would probably see my grandparents like pass. Like it would be very unlikely if they get to Pluto and Pisces. Very unlikely, given their ages. So I was expecting within this Pluto Aquarius time for them to pass also, but I just didn't expect it to be like that. So yeah, there's that. And so there's reckoning with that. I will try to do a lot more somatic body work, because I feel like I can talk about it, cool, but I feel like somatics would help me a lot better. I kind of realized I do like moving through issues and not just intellectualizing it. And I appreciate intellectualization of things. I like to explore it. I find great like meaning and depth to that. But for me to get my own emotions out, I do like to cry, and I like to like physically be doing stuff, because I just feel like for me there's been so many periods in my life where I've been very stagnant and had a lot of depression. Like I was unemployed for nearly 2 years, like 5-6 years back. And so I definitely like dealt with depression, and I definitely dealt with like just being lost, feeling lost and feeling like directionless. So there's that. Murder, She Wrote is on. So yeah, that's what I'm processing. And so I just decided to also energetically shift. And the major shift that happened with the Saturn energy is that there's no like fear, I guess, of a lot of things anymore. So like, you know, it's very easy when everyone's around you to put things off, right? Like, you know, I'm going to do it this year, and I'm going to plan it for this year, and I'm going to do it. And, you know, you push it off, and you push it off, and you push it off, and you keep pushing it off. And then, like, something happens, and it's like either you give it up completely or you finally do it. And so I'm at the point where I'm just going to finally do the stuff that I wanted to do, because, you know, like my grandmother, she's not here to see me, like, finish my degree anymore. She's not here to see me get married or have children, or even like start my art business, start my massage business, start anything, right? Like she's not going to be here. And so like biding my time and then doing that stuff to like show my family and stuff like that, like you can wait forever, and the people, hopefully they'll be there, like the ones that you really care about will be there. And then sometimes along the way, like things like this happen, and it's, you know, either you're gonna stop completely or you're gonna keep going. And so I'm in this point where like I'm gonna keep going, but it really shifted me in that I don't have as many like fears about doing things, because life is very short and very it can end very suddenly, right? No one expected my grandmother to, first of all, just die like now, and then the way she did, no one expected that either. And so as a result, there's no point in wasting time. And I think that's the Saturnian lesson, that I have wasted a lot of time. And it doesn't feel good to like say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, like you got time, and it's like, yes, but no. Like one day you're gonna die, and that day is closer than you think. It's closer than you think, and I guess I'm to the point where I realize it's closer than I think, right? So, you know, there's that. But that is the Saturnian lesson. It's a heartbreaking one. It's a Saturnian event, I guess we'll call it. And yeah, it's really shifted me in my perspective and my desire to do things, because I mean, yeah, life is short, and so you kind of want to leave the world knowing that you did the things that you wanted to do. And I guess at 30, you kind of really do evaluate your life. You evaluate the friends, you evaluate your relationships. If you have children, you evaluate what led to those children. Are they being equipped with breaking the cycle? Are you being equipped with breaking the cycle with regards to like all these different things? And so death also, I guess, quickens it, but I don't think we should be fearful. I think, like, I'm not rushing to do a lot of things, but like I have noticed within me that I like decided to follow through on a lot of stuff. Like I've always wanted to like cook more. Now, you know, there's a void, and I guess energetically there's a void that I'm trying to like fill, and not like emotionally like, oh my god, like crying, but like energetically there's a void. Like I guess the example would be like if you cleanse your house, right, you cleanse your house, you open the door, you let it out, what is left is kind of a void, and so you need to fill it with energy so that it doesn't get filled with energy that you really don't want. And so the void now is to create energy of like love and abundance and prosperity, but productivity as well. And so that's what I've been doing. Like I've made like meatballs from scratch. I made I did meatballs. I made a gravy from scratch. I fucked the gravy up, and then I had to had to figure it out how to make it better. Now I'm gonna make candy, like sweet potatoes, and then, you know, next it'll be like a cornbread recipe, and next it'll be a collard green recipe. What I'm saying is the things that I want to do, I'm just gonna do it, right? And so I kind of have been reflecting on my grandmother. Was like, did you give me the energetic space to like do this kind of stuff? Because like you could have just stayed here and like I could have just been doing it. But I guess the realization that life is very short was, I guess, part of the journey that has been imparted, part of the lesson that has been imparted to me through this experience. And as a result, yeah, I've been a lot more on it in terms of things that I want to do. So yeah, that's my Saturnian journey thus far. If you're doing a Saturn return, how are you? What's been going on with you? Has it been like a shit show? You know, So I think it's creeping around. Yeah, has it been like a shit show for you? Let me know. I spend a lot of time in the grocery store these days. It's kind of crazy. But the crazy thing is, I love grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? I actually love like interior design, home decor type things. So I actually was far more domestic and like thinking. It's like I was a little bit more domestic than my grandmother actually. So it's kind of funny in that way. Okay. Thanks for watching this video. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Take care.